All right, welcome everyone to Paul's Money Minute. This week we're going to talk about budgeting made easy. Now, if you've ever done budgeting, it's super fun. Everybody loves it. Not. Um, but I found over the years an easy way to keep track of things without a lot of fuss, without using a software package, because those you can have mixed success with that. Sometimes they're a little overcomplicated by design. Um, Plus you have to pay for them, all of that. But hopefully this is an easy way to get you started if you've never done this, or to simplify your life if you do. So what I like to do is create a table. Grab a spreadsheet, grab a piece of paper, it doesn't matter, and go ahead and make yourself a table. Start with income. This is what your paycheck is. Put in the interval that you're getting paid and the amount per that interval, whether it's monthly, bi-weekly, or weekly, and then create an expense column. This is where you'll label your expenses, the amount that's due, when it's due, and then how you're paying it. This is really important because we want to know, is it a manual payment? Is it automatic? We want to keep track of those things so we're not surprised when things are due or when they're coming out of our accounts automatically. All right, so, and then on the right over here, we have our actual tracking. So this is a month-to-month running tracking sheet. We'll put in our actuals over here that we actually spent per each category of expense. All right, so let's do an example. We'll say this person has a paycheck and W-2 paycheck, and it's coming in at monthly and $5,000, and we're going to say that's net. So remember, we want to put in what our take-home pay is, or what we have left after all of the withholdings done. For expenses, something that I like to do is split this up in two. I'll call them monthly expenses and then annual expenses. So if you have other categories, put those in as well. It works just as it works all ways. Let's say an example expenses utilities, and that is $300 a month. And what I like to do for something like utilities that varies is put in the highest amount that you might see over the course of a year. That way you're not surprised when it goes over. Most often it's going to be under that. You'll have margin, extra money put into saving or giving, right? Mortgage, most folks have one of those still, and that's a fixed expense. Giving is another fixed expense. Saving, let's say it's another one. So when are these due? Let's say utilities on the 15th, mortgage on the 1st, givings on the 1st, and savings on the 15th. Easy enough. So we also have annual expenses. If you are like me and you don't escrow, we have property taxes due. Say those are $1,000 a year. Those are always due on December 31st of every year. Another typical annual expense is like life insurance. You get the cheapest rate that way, right? Pay it annually, and let's say that's due February 15th. Now we can total all this up, and we'll do a little quick math to do that. So let's take our 300, add our 1,000, add our 500, and 350. We get 2150. Now keep that number in your head. We'll take our annual expenses, divide that by 12, that's 125. Add it to our monthly expenses, we get a grand total of 2275 per month. Very good. All right, let's say our utilities are paid by a manual online EFT payment. Let's say our mortgage is an automatic EFT for checking account. Our giving is also an automatic EFT for checking. And our saving is an auto EFT from a savings account. Okay, easy enough, right? Property taxes are done manually online every year, and then life insurance, yes, do the same thing. Let's go out to the company website and pay it off. So now we transition over to tracking. So January, we actually spent $260 on utilities that month. A little bit under. We've got a little bit extra money that we didn't spend. So what do we do with that? That goes into saving or giving, right? Or reserve. Um, let's say in February, we actually went over, very not unusual for February, right? So we had a little bit of extra from last month. We can apply it to this one. We've also got some margin in our budget, right? This is very important, to have a little extra and make sure that your outgoes are less than your ingoes, at least by $200 or $300. That way, we always have some extra. Let's say March was even less, so that's great. Let's put in our fixed expenses for January that we actually paid. And for saving, we actually saved a little bit less. We had some unforeseen expense we needed to reserve, so that's fine. At least we know how it's gone over that month. Property taxes. Now these are set asides. So we want to take that $1,000, divide it by 12, and set it aside in another account and just save it to when we need it. So that way, at the end of the year, we have that $1,000 ready to go, and we can pay it off. If you're starting to save for that, let's say mid-year, then you might have to save some extra to get to that $1,000. That's okay, but at least we know. All right, so that's really it. But we're missing something, right? Um, where is everything else? So these are all fixed expenses, right? We know those month to month are going to be pretty similar, but we have clothes and kids and cars and gas and groceries. Now, a lot of software packages will try to get you to break those out and be super detailed about it. I don't like that. I've never had that work well for me. It's too too much. So everything else for me goes in discretionary. That way, we've paid ourselves first, we've done our giving, we paid our fixed expenses and bills. What's left? Now we live off of that, and then we track that. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be close. You can use your bank statement to actually get those numbers and put them in. So that's really it. So that is, to me, a much easier way to track things, and you can do some cool things with it. You can see what's happening month to month. You can also look back from the end of the year and see, well, what did I spend on this category? And that's going to help you next year in budgeting for that same category. So cool stuff. Hope this was helpful. As always, if you have questions, give us a call. And that's it. Have a blessed day.